Hey everyone, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I hope you can hear me. I'm just going to check on my end to make sure. Testing. Yep, we good to go. We're good to go. Welcome back to my 10,000 gemstoners. Oh my goodness, I thought I'd do a little something new tonight with the little countdown. I like that. But and it helps me make sure, I do the check, check, check. For those of you that were here when I talked about the three things that I must check. Um, you know what I'm talking about. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Oh my gosh. This time next week, it will be Kwanzaa. This time in 2 weeks, it will be 2025. Like, come on, come on, come on. Where is the time going? Welcome back, everyone. I am going to just pull up my little, because I have some audio that I want to play tonight. I think tonight's a really good one. There's a lot of changes going on in 2025 as it relates to travel. So I'm going to try to get through as many as I can. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8, maybe 10. We'll see what the time is looking like. I have to stay honest tonight, in the sense that I have to catch a store before they close. And that's not till 9, but I need to get there. So welcome back, everyone. Welcome to, what is it, 39th day? Yeah, I think today is the 39th day or the 40th day of lives. We are going to do an official celebration on Sunday. So last night, for those of you that were here, someone had asked about insurance, health insurance, and I spoke too soon. I need to check myself on that. I had already had a planned 6-week type of topic. And now that we're at 10,000, I'm going to combine that for Sunday. And then Monday, we're going to talk health insurance, and travel insurance and global insurance for anyone who's traveling. And so, yeah, so tonight is all about, did you know, new rules for 2025 as it relates to travel. Some are entry related. There's quite a few topics, or umbrellas that these new rules fall under. And so we're going to get right into it after I say hi to my people and pull up the audio that I want to play. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's get started. I'm supposed to put on a little gloss. Oh my goodness, I see some new old faces. Welcome back, everyone. Let me see who's in the building. Moni's back at the #1 position. Hey, Moni, welcome back. Hey, Crystal, welcome back. WM is back in the building. Hey, cousin Casper 330, welcome back. Oh my goodness, Bruce is back in the building. Good to see you back. The ABX girl is in the building. Hey. Hey, El Shiva. Welcome back. My ATL sister, Cynthia, is in the building. Kevin R. was able to make an appearance. I know he can't catch every night, but he comments. He comes when he can. I appreciate you, Kevin. The Savvy African Entrepreneur and Investor is back in the building. Welcome back. Hey, Greta, I would have recognized that name. Welcome, welcome to Gym Nation. Happy to have you here. You missed the celebration, well, the pre-celebration We met a milestone. So you are a part of the 10,000 subscribers plus. We have been on a little blitz. Welcome, everyone. Let me go ahead and do a quick introduction. I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. For those of you that don't know, I am the founder and creator of a community called Black Travel and Culture across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It was YouTube as well. Now YouTube is simply Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. We're about we're over 300,000 strong across all social media platforms, and it was created way back in 2017, 7 years ago, almost eight. February make 8. 7 years ago, to inspire, uplift, encourage, empower all segments of the Black travel movement. We have often been overlooked. We have been marginalized in that space as well as many others. And as someone who not only fell in love with travel at a very young age, also was required to travel as part of my my career. I just wanted to bring some gems, some tips, some tricks, all that good stuff to my community. And so this is an extension of that. On this channel, in addition to travel, we talk wellness and finances from a cultural perspective, from my perspective, from a Black woman's perspective, who has a little bit of knowledge in those areas. And so if this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome back to my OGs. I so appreciate you. Tonight, like I said, we are going to chit chat about the new rules. Tomorrow, we have a guest speaker. And let me just say something about that. So on this channel, I made a commitment to not really bring guests on, especially because I didn't want this channel to be built on other people. I wanted this channel to be built on the vision that I had, the divine messaging that I received, and I didn't want it to be built. I know for some people, their strategy is to just collaborate with a whole bunch of other people with the hopes to grow their channel. Many of you know, I'm not a numbers, like, to me, those numbers are vanity. My thing is quality over quantity. And so I did not want to build this channel, and still don't want to build this channel on a lot of guest speakers that, you know, their audience may come over for that night and then they subscribe, but they're not really into what this channel is about. But I do plan to bring on speakers when I think they have a very unique proposition to add to this stay ready movement conversation, as well as health and finances, right? But right now we're in the stay ready so we don't have to get ready blitz. We have been going live every single day since November 10th. A couple days we went live twice, but that's not going to be, that definitely will not be the norm. But saying all that to say, we are in a movement, and the people that I bring to discuss their experiences or their expertise will all fall in line with that movement. And so we had last week, we had Sonia Unapologetic. I met her in Mexico. You could catch that video. It was a great live because instead of her planning a permanent escape, uh-oh, there's something going on with the Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. I don't know why my Wi-Fi signal just went down. Hold on, hold on. That's okay. Okay, looks like we're good. If that happens again, I'm gonna put it on my backup. But anyway, Sonia's story I thought was unique and perfect for this topic because not everyone wants to move abroad permanently, full time, but there may be an interest in, you know, doing a short-term sabbatical, a short-term career break. We talked about that, right? We talked about possibly taking FMLA and short-term disability. And so Sonia's experience was great because she talked about how that time away completely changed her for the better, for for more positive. And now she's able to know what her barriers are, her boundaries are, and choose to be in spaces that align with those. And so tomorrow we're going to have Latrice, who's Black Girl Magic lawyer, who litigates and sees this type of what did I call it in the live we were talking about when we like the frustrations, right? That wasn't the name of the live, but when we talked about like high functioning depression. There you go. She sees women and men working in areas that unfortunately give us high function depression, but we still have to work in them, right? So she's going to come in and share tips on what we can do, how we can do it. If you have questions, come tomorrow at 7. Let's be on time so that we can get all the questions answered. And we're not here until 1 o'clock in the morning. She's on West Coast time. And so I definitely want to be conscious of her schedule. So that's at 7. I think that's going to be an amazing conversation as well. Then on Saturday, I started talking about having guest speakers. And then the week before that, we had one of our seniors, one of our It Gets Greater Later ladies who is now living in Ecuador. And she shared her story, not only about her move and leaving her 7 children and 8 grandchildren in Texas so that she can have the most prosperous life, the best life for her. I think that was such a great conversation because it just shows you that when some people count you out and say that you're too old to do this or you're too old to do that, please, please, be about that action. Being about that action doesn't stop at 60, 70, right? 80. As long as you got breath in your body, be about that action. And so that was Deborah, and you could check out, she's the founder of 60 Plus Black Women Expats. And so those are the type of conversations and collaborations I want to have, ones that have done something unique and different. And I might be missing somebody, but that have, done a little something unique and different. And the other thing is, I'm not begging anyone to come on this platform. This is my year of least resistance. If I put out a request to you, you don't respond, or you put me on pause and hold, just know that request is rescinded. We are not playing that game because a lot of times creators will wait till you get to a certain number so you can bring more people to their channel. And I've actually partnered, most of the people I've partnered with has had smaller numbers than me. I don't care about the numbers. I care about your content, but you're not then going to, not reciprocate. And so that's just a little frustration I had to get. But we're going to get, it's 7:50. 7:15. So we're going to get into the conversation. I'm going to say hi to a few more people, and then we're going to go ahead and start. Hey, Shar Farmaid, but visiting in LA. Oh, Homewood, Illinois. How far is that from like Chicago? One of my good friends is from Park Forest, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. Hey, Patricia, welcome back. Lorenda is back in the building. Hey, Anita. Anita is back. Welcome back, Stephanie. Leon, meaning something to do with my computer. The Wi-Fi, is that what you were saying? You were referencing? I'm not sure. Hey, Charlotte Rattler, good to see you. You were here, or you commented on my post before. I recognized that face. Welcome, Jay Nice. Mahert K Salam. Yeah, there it goes again. Yeah, can I just tell you, there has been a few things happening that has been weird with technology over the past week. Let me go ahead and try to connect to my hotspot. Hold on 1 second. Let me know if you're traveling. If you're in this group right now and you're traveling over the holidays, let me know if you're going any place fun, exciting, boring. Just let me know. Put it in the chat while I go ahead and try to do a quick connect to my hotspot. Turn it on. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm just connecting to my hotspot. I see some more people. Okay. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but both of my devices are having issues with connection. So, anyway, let's go ahead and just get into the topic, and then I'll come back and say hi to some of the other people. So, let me start this so I know where I stopped. There we go. Okay. So, tonight, like I said, so I said what we're going to talk about. Did I say what we're going to talk about on Saturday? So, tomorrow is our resident gemstone attorney, Latrice. Saturday is the continuation of In Their Own Words, like what's really going on. There's been some interesting news happening. You see what's going on with the potential shutdown and some other things. And so we're going to talk more about that on Saturday. Sunday is the celebration and some other hot topics that we're going to discuss. And Monday, we're going to talk about global travel insurance and global. I don't even know what is going on with my Wi-Fi, y'all. This thing keeps going in and out, and it's not raining yet. So I don't even know what's going on. But anyway. Okay, so as far as new rules for 2025 and travel is concerned, what I'm going to do is just quickly go over some of the topics and then play some supporting audio. I have shared some of this with my other communities. And I haven't shared it here yet, so I wanted to make sure that I did not forget about my Gem Nation. Okay, so let's first talk about, where do I want to start first? So we'll get to some of the requirements as far as documentation is concerned. So for some of you, you may have heard that starting in 2025, although it's been delayed many, many times already, that in order to fly on a plane without a passport, and we're talking domestic, we're not talking international travel. In order to fly on a plane starting mid-2025, you will need a real ID, also known as a star ID, like your driver's license or non-driver's license is going to at the bottom. I'm not sure if every state has it at the same place, but it's going to have a star on it, and it says for government use, I believe. So we'll see if that holds true with the new changing of the guard. And like I said, it has been delayed 8 to 10 years already. So we'll see. But that's supposedly one of the changes. And let me just do a disclaimer. Every change that I am about to share, besides like the private businesses, is at risk of changing, right? Anything can happen between now and when the new people come in office. So just make sure that if you are flying and you're flying on a regular driver's license or regular ID, you're going to either need your passport or your global entry card with your ID. Well, you probably won't even need that ID if you're flying with your passport, even if it's domestic, or you're flying with your global entry card. You won't need that ID. So, and you might be able to use your passport card too. I've heard different things about it, so I don't know if I would just rely on the passport card. And my concern is really with the training of these people. So if you end up flying on a day where someone doesn't know about passport cards, right? Or the manager or supervisor doesn't know about passport cards or the validity of them, then you may get caught out there. But I did hear you should be able to use your passport cards. Moving on, starting next year, related to global entry, the prices for global entry and pre-check are going to go up in 2025. And I didn't put down the price, the total price, the increased price in, let me see, global entry costs 2025. So it's going up from 100. Oh no, I'm sorry. That started in October of this year. But next year, if you try to get global entry, it will be $120 instead of 100. Now, there are some other new rules, like now you can add your children if you age, but if they're applying at the same time that you're applying and putting in your application, they can now fall under, instead of needing a whole separate fee and application. So that's global entry, and that's the Star ID Real ID program. Now let's get into, let me keep an eye. I'm hoping my Wi-Fi, okay, still there. So let's start talking about some of the countries that are, you know what, I'm going to leave the countries for last because there's a few of them. What else is new in 2025 as it relates to travel? You will see more implementation of AI tools to help you with your decision making, your chat boxes, the chat boxes for responding to any customer service issues that you may have. Now, I don't know if this is completely to our benefit, but it is the future of travel. And so basically, if you're, when it comes to trip planning, you could put something in your whichever AI tool you use, if it's Bing, if it's Canva, if it, whatever you use, if it's Chat GPT, you can put something in saying, give me trip ideas to Paris. And it could be something as generic as that, right? And then you'll get a response like, well, what kind of trip are you looking for? Is it romantic, family, solo, or something else? And then you clarify it, and then they come out with pretty much a formidable, a formidable itinerary. I actually did a video. I don't know if I put it on, it might be on archive or on unlisted right now. I was traveling. I didn't like it looked very fuzzy and old, but I might put it back up. And if I do, I'll add it right here for you to check out how I literally used Chat GPT, GBT. I always do that. No, Chat GPT. These acronyms, I already warned y'all. To plan out a girlfriend's getaway. And so, yeah, I'll include that here. But again, you will find that more and more people will be using these chat bots and AI to plan their getaways, to plan scouting trips, anything related to travel. And the other thing is, like, a lot of these search engines are going to start implementing them. So let's say now some are more advanced than others. So let's just say, like, the expectation is that Expedia is going to be able, from your itinerary that this chat bot gave you, be able to literally upload all that information. All you have to do is verify this is the hotel you want to stay at, this is the airline you want to take, and then you pay. And then it's done. So again, some of the search engines are more advanced than others. Some hotels are more advanced than others. So the con with that is that you probably won't have a full range. Like, I don't know when Airbnb is going to be ready, but the major hotels will probably get there quicker, but some of the smaller boutique hotels may not be part of the results. So that's number 3. Then, so we talked about the global entry, we talked about the Real ID, we talked about the chatbots and AI. Another thing that we kind of already talked about a little was these long-term cruises. So I'm not sure if you heard, we talked about the one that's 4 years. Did we talk about that yesterday? That's $256 or something, like $256,000. Not sure if you were here for that, but there is a cruise ship that has designed a 4-year cruise from, like, for American citizens who don't want to be here for the whatever's going on, right? It's already sold out, 256,000. But they're not the only one that started implementing long-term cruise options. And so Virgin Voyages recently launched a year-long unlimited cruise pass, and that includes a +1. I'll tell you how much it costs in a minute. But for those of you that know, like, hop on, hop off buses, think hop on, hop off buses in the water and at the port. So Virgin Voyages, which is a reputable, I used to love their flights domestically, like, amazing job in the travel space. But yeah, so they're launching starting next year. Let me just read the details of it. Starting next year, with a +1, you will be able to experience this adult-only cruise line using an unlimited annual pass that will allow travelers to board any Virgin ships around the world for a full calendar year, and bring a +1 if you want. So meaning the price is going to be the price, rather you bring a +1 or not. It's available on a first come, first served basis for trips starting next year. And the cost for 1 or 2 is $120,000. So, it ain't cheap. But if you break it down, think about it. So you have 12 months in a year, right? And if you go with someone, that's 60,000 per person. And if you divide that by 12, you're talking 5,000 per person per month. Listen, that's a steal for some people who live in Manhattan and are paying rent and still have to pay for food and et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you're a person that likes to do a lot of excursions and stuff, then go ahead and double that at least, right? But if you're cool with just enjoying all of the beautiful amenities that Virgin Voyages has to offer, $5,000 a month ain't a bad thing. And this could be used all over the world. And so the passes are available for purchase starting January 1st. Then the next date to purchase will be February 1st. Then the next date to purchase will be March 1st. And then the next date, well, you have to book by March 31st. So you have to be 21 years or older. From the date of purchase, your the pass will be available for 1 full year after that date. And you still have to pay taxes and fees. So listen, that's a few more thousand, right? So it also says that with the pass, travelers will be able to board any of the Virgin ships, including the 3 it currently sails. Well, that makes sense. Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, Resilient Lady, as well as the Brilliant Lady, which, is going to launch in September 2025 in North America and the Caribbean. So they even have a new ship that is going to launch in 2025 that you can take advantage of. So let me know in the chat, would you do a 1 year, like if money was not an option, right? Would you do a 1 year Virgin Voyage unlimited cruise pass and travel all over the world based on where they go? I know they have a European Mediterranean what is that called? Itinerary. So yeah, so I thought that was really, really cool. New for 2025. I think the 4-year one was a better deal if you're paying 256,000. Well, if you're doing it solo, right? If you're paying 256,000 for 4 years versus 120,000 for 1 year, it's definitely a better deal. But this one, you get to have more to me, it's more exciting that you get to go from ship to ship and get back on another ship and go back to that ship. You figure out which ship is your ship. And so, yeah, so let me just check off what I'm going over. So we did. So yeah, so if you're interested in long-term cruises, I'm sure there will be more that pop up. I just have a feeling that these businesses are going to find a way to take advantage of the fear that is obvious, right? And probably going to get more obvious starting in about a month. And so I'm just curious to see how many more cruise lines follow suit and what the prices will look like. Okay, so let's get into, before I get into the countries, let's get into 2 more items or 2 more areas of potential change. Number 1, there are starting in 2025, there are no more junk fees, quote unquote, on hotels and short-term rentals. So the junk fees that we consider, all these like hidden fees, after you think you're going to book someplace, a hotel or a short-term rental, and you think you're booking it for $500, but by time they add all these extra fees, it's $900. We'll say goodbye to those. And that includes rental platforms like Airbnb and VRBO and Commission. So the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, are the ones who are implementing this ban. And so it says that the Federal Trade Commission will now prohibit junk fees, an overarching term for hidden and misrepresented prices in the hotel and short-term rental and live event ticketing industries. For travelers, that includes all hotel booking websites and vacation rental platforms like Airbnb and VRBO. The rule will require companies to disclose total prices up front. Search results on an online travel agency, for instance, must include the maximum total of all mandatory fees or charges people will have to pay. With this move, consumers searching for hotels or vacation rentals should no longer be surprised by resort, city, or service fees inflating the advertised price. Now, for anyone who's purchased tickets on like Ticketmaster recently, you may have seen this is all in pricing, right? So they've already started, right? They're ahead of the game. So it used to be a time where you thought you were buying a ticket for $100, but by the time Ticketmaster added their fees, you're paying $175. Well, that's going away, and all of these prices and fees have to be presented up front. And so that, to me, I think that's an amazing change that especially anyone who travels a lot will appreciate it. Or even if you don't travel a lot, you will appreciate it because a lot of times these fees can be just as much as the actual price. And especially we know with, the Airbnbs, right? And so very excited about that. And then also JetBlue. Well, this is a little bonus, right? JetBlue right now, if you're into flying with JetBlue points, go ahead. And if you have American Express points and you want to convert them between now and December 31st, you get a 25% bonus on your points. So if anyone is into the points game and is looking to take some trips in 2025, go ahead and lock in those points now where you'll get the 25% bonus in points when you convert. And that can go a long way. I live for this time. Pays for my trips to Mexico because JetBlue, we have direct routes to Cancun as well as Tulum now. So yeah, and also and starting in 2025, well, technically 2026, but you'll start hearing more about it. JetBlue will start a first class premier seating option on not all flights, but many of their flights. So basically it says first class seats are coming to JetBlue in 2026. They have not finalized the routes that, will ultimately have the first class, but think of the longer ones. I could definitely see from New York to LA and LA to New York, or New York to Vegas and Vegas to New York. I could see the longer flights, just like with the Mint, for anyone who flies JetBlue, certain routes, they have Mint seating. So I can definitely see those. I don't know if Mint will turn into first class or what, but that's just another change happening in 2026, but you'll start hearing more promotion about it in 2025. And then with Delta, and then we'll get into the changes with the country. Delta, this is a PSA to anyone who has Delta Sky Miles. Go ahead and roll those MQMs over before the end of this year, because for those of you who fly Delta often, I know there's people who are so loyal to Delta. At the end of 2024, the countdown to qualify for Delta medallion status is on. Excuse me. The SkyMile members have to complete one task before the end of the year, and that is to basically transfer their MQMs. Because for those of you that didn't know, in 2023, Delta announced an overhaul of its medallion program. I'm not going to get too deep in this because I know not everybody flies on points and not everybody cares about Delta, but I did want to bring this to your attention so that you don't lose your points. It's really a rollover or lose them. And so if you don't know, but you have a Delta account, go ahead and check to see your points, check to see if you can roll them over, because the conversions must be completed. So if there's a lag time, you need to start doing it by next week. The conversions must be completed, or all unused MQM miles will be lost. Okay. And you can read more about the conversion rate, this and that, when you get a chance. And so we're about to get into the countries that are going to have some changes. Let me just make sure I cover. Yep. Oh, sorry. One more thing. Be on the lookout. Airports, mostly in major cities, will all probably, if they haven't already, I know we're currently in New York going mass reconstruction, mass redesign, and it's all in an effort to get people to spend more time and spend more money in airports. So I've even posted this in some of my other, definitely on TikTok, not sure, and Instagram. Not sure if I did it on Facebook, or I might get Facebook and Instagram mixed up. But anyway, they're even going to start including movie theaters in some of these airports. They're going to include anything you can think of that will cost you more money. And I might play the audio for that too from TikTok. But yeah, they're going to start enlarging these airports so that these they can make more money off of us. And some of us, you know, they want us to get to the airport 3 hours in advance of a international flight. They want us to get there even earlier so that we can do everything from, you know, everything that we could do on the outside, we could do on the inside, probably at, you know, 5 times the price though. But look for airports across the United States to undergo some type of, you know, construction or reconstruction, or some airports will be moved and the old ones will be replaced. So again, just something new to look for. It started already, but something to look new to look for. Okay. So now let me just go to make sure y'all are there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I was worried about, I said, if I go look and nobody's there because this Wi-Fi, but thank goodness y'all are still in the building. Okay. If you have a question, put a Q or 2 Qs or 2 question marks in front of it, and I will get to it. I'm going to go over everyone's comments in a second, but I do want to get through these countries. And the first one we're going to start with is Brazil. And I'm just going to play the audio first from one of the, and I had it queued, but then when the the Wi-Fi started going out. So I'm going to play the first audio is from the first announcement of the changes as it relates to visas and Brazil. And then the second one will announce the change that occurred. So here you go. If you don't have $2,000 in your bank account. Wait 1 second, I'm going to start that over. Think about going to. If you don't have $2,000 in your bank account, we're going to start that over. If you don't have $2,000 in your bank account, then don't even think about going to Brazil in 2024. Welcome to Black Travel and Culture, where we do the research so you don't have to. There is a new rule that takes effect January 10th, 2024, that requires travelers from the United States to show Brazil that they have at least $2,000 in their bank account. There are additional requirements like filling out an online application and pay $80 for a visa that will allow entry into the country for 10 years. You must also present your arrival and departure times in order to be approved for that visa. The Brazilian government said it would consider lifting the requirements only if the United States agrees to loosen its own stringent visa requirements for Brazilian citizens. But since that hasn't happened as of yet, be ready to pull out a month's worth of bank statements if you decide to travel to Brazil. Do you think these new rules will stop people from visiting the country? Yes or no? If you don't have. Okay. So that was the first one, but then there was an update. And I'm just going to play what that update was. So if you haven't heard, it looks like Brazil will not be checking your bank accounts to enter until at least 2025. Welcome back to Black Travel and Culture, where we do the research so you don't have to. In April, it was announced that for the third time, Brazil will delay the visa requirements of United States citizens, Australian citizens, and Canadian citizens, which would have required anyone entering to obtain a visa and also prove that they had at least $2,000 in their bank account for the past few months. We did a whole video on the requirements. We'll tap. If you want to travel to Brazil, now is the time, because in addition to proving with your bank statements that you had $2,000 in your account, you would also be required to pay an $80 fee for your visa, which would be good for 10 years, but still, it's an $80 fee that you will not have to pay now, nor will you have to provide bank statements to enter. Follow to learn exactly why they made the change. Okay, so basically, Brazil, which, hold on, let me remove this. Brazil had decided to roll back or delay the requirement to get a visa, a 10-year visa for $80, and also show your bank account, that you show a copy of your bank account that you had $2,000 available. That has been pushed back until April 10th of 2025. Now, who knows if that's going to stay in effect, but as of now, the requirement starting in April of 2025 for entry into Brazil from US citizens, I also went over the other countries, is that you have $80 to pay for your visa in addition to your flight and everything else. It's a one-time visa. I mean, it's a visa that's good for 10 years. So if you go back and forth, okay. But if you don't, you got to pay that $80 no matter what. And then you have to prove that you have a minimum of $2,000 in your bank account. So that change is scheduled to go into effect in 2023. I mean, excuse me, 2025. And I highly recommend, if you want to go to visa, if you want to go to Brazil, try to get there before they implement this visa strategy. And people are like, oh my gosh, I would never show my bank account. Well, the thing is, like, you know, reciprocity, like, you have to prove a whole lot more. Brazilians have to prove a whole lot more to come into the US than we have to prove to go there. And so with a new sheriff in town, his relationship with the country, who knows what that's going to look like, you know, big bully, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so let's go on to the next one. And if you have a question, like I said, do me a favor, go ahead and put QQQ in front of it and I will be sure to get to it. So the next one is not an audio because this is one of the newest. If you have any plans to go to London, to the UK, United Kingdom, starting on January 8th, things are going to change. So basically, if you're not going in the next 2 weeks, then this applies to you. Starting on January 8th, US travelers, as well as visitors from Australia and Canada, will be required to apply for permission to enter the UK through a new scheme known as ETA, Electronic Travel Authorization. Keep in mind, this is not a visa, okay? But we'll get to that in a second. So the portal opened officially to non-European travelers on November 27th. So what, 3 weeks ago? US travelers with trips planned to UK next year can now apply via the UK ETA mobile app or their website. And while most applications are approved on the same day, it can take up to 72 hours. So do not risk leaving this process to the last minute. So whereas Brazil still hasn't opened their, you know, system for this 10-year visa, oh, the UK, they ready to go. So no excuses. They're also in the process of fully digitizing UK borders by the end of 2025. And this does not just apply to if you're going to the UK and staying, it also applies to if you have a connecting flight. So 1 second, I'll get to that in a second. Soon, all visitors to the UK, which includes England, Scotland, Wales, and North Ireland, who aren't UK or Irish citizens, will be required to receive advanced approval through an ETA, that ETA platform. This isn't technically a visa. The ETA system will grant travelers permission to enter the country. You will need to apply for an ETA prior to arrival. So it's not like some places, once you land, you can pay to have whatever done. No, you have to do it before you arrive. Travel before arrival, you may be fined or denied boarding to your next flight. An ETA is required for flyers transiting through the UK, even if you never leave the airport. According to the UK government, requiring transit passengers to obtain an ETA stops people who may use connecting flights to avoid gaining permission to travel to the UK. Now they're saying this rule is under review, but as of now, that's how it stands starting January 8th. So if you plan on going to the UK through a connecting flight, make sure you give yourself at least 72 hours to check to see if there's been any new rules or changes. And just some more key points about that. After your ETA has been approved, you will be granted permission to stay in the UK for up to 6 months, rather for business or tourism reasons. The ETA, however, is valid for 2 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first, meaning that there's no need to apply for a new one every time you visit within that 2-year time period, as long as your passport doesn't expire. And in order to apply for an ETA, you will have to provide a valid passport, a recent digital headshot that follows the UK passport photo requirements, an email address, details of your travel plans, as well as a valid debit or credit card to pay the application fee. And so again, things are changing because we haven't even gotten to the EU. We haven't gotten to the rest of Europe. And so let me just see, where are we? If you are in here, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. It helps, you've heard it before. It helps this message get out to other like-minded people, other people who are interested in this type of content. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Become part of the 10,000 Gym Nation members strong. I appreciate everyone who is here right now. And I'm not probably going to be able to get through all of these. Oh, I might be able to. So we went over Brazil. We went over UK. The other one is, yeah. Oh, okay. So I think we may be almost done. Let me go to EU and share the latest and greatest for American citizens. Thought I had it pulled up, but I didn't. So yeah, I want to get the exact date. So it's still saying, I just wanted to make sure it didn't change because it's still saying mid 2025. This has been delayed as well. So, sometime in 2025, you will need to apply once again to visit Europe if you are an American citizen. And there's more countries as well. But right now, United citizens visiting the UK and Europe do not need a visa waiver or travel authorization to enter. But that's going to change. And so we talked about the UK, but for the rest of Europe, US citizens visiting 30 European countries will need to apply online for travel authorization through the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Child, Big Brother is watching. Also known as acronym ETIAS. This new requirement will include any children who are traveling and will also apply to travelers who are transiting through these countries, just like the UK. So just because you may be going on to the motherland, if you have a layover in any one of those 30 European countries, you're going to have to apply, pay the fee, get approved, and then you can confirm. I mean, you could proceed with travel. Right now, there's still no confirmed date on when it's going to take effect, and applications aren't even open yet. They're open for the UK. They're not open for these other countries in Europe yet. So once you apply online, you will receive an email confirming that your authorization, your travel authorization has been successful. The authorization will then be digitally linked to and will last for 3 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. So the UK is 2 years. You're going to have to renew every 2 years, whereas these other European countries, it's 3 years. Here's the list of countries that are included: France, Italy, Spain, Germany, Portugal, Iceland, Croatia, Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Greece, Hungary, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Sweden, and Switzerland. U.S. citizens who also have European nationality do not need to apply for this. But if you don't, then you will have to apply. So the cost, oh, I forgot to say, the cost for the UK, I believe, if I remember correctly, is about $13 US. For the EU, it could be, it's expected to be under 10, but it hasn't taken effect yet. And so right now there's no definitive date, but just know that this is the plan. And I was trying to see, okay, here it is. The authorization applications will be processed within minutes and at the latest within 96 hours. So that's a longer amount of time that you should start the process, because it warns that some applicants may be asked to provide additional information or documentation or to participate, catch this, to participate in an interview with national authorities, which may take up to 30 additional days. The recommendation is that once this goes into effect, you go ahead and before you book a flight, a hotel, or not something that's non-refundable, go ahead and apply first. Do that, get that out the way. You don't have to show that you have a ticket or hotel stay in order to apply. But if you are selected, if you pick the short straw and they want to do an interview and you think, oh, I'm leaving in a week or 2 weeks, you may be SOL. And so that's pretty much, let me just make sure I covered most of the top changes. Again, like I said, there are more changes that are on the horizon. These are some of the most important ones, provided they all go into effect, but ones that you need to keep your eye on as it relates to the future of travel. And so, yeah, I think I covered everything. So I'm going to see if anyone's here with any questions. If you haven't subscribed to the family, go ahead and subscribe. We're back tomorrow with our resident attorney who's going to share with us, listen, we need to be liberated from these toxic jobs, these toxic situations, and how can we start the process? Why should we start the process? So that's at 7 p.m. sharp, Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And then on Saturday, we follow up with our what's really going on out of their own mouths, what they're saying the plans are as it relates to Project 2025 and all of these new initiatives that they want to start from day one. That's on Saturday. Sunday, come back, part celebration, part information. We definitely have to celebrate our 6-week anniversary and our 100,000, listen, that God, that was God, our 10,000 subscribers, monumental achievement in such a short amount of time. Okay, so let me go back to where I left off. And again, let me look for cues. That's what I need to do. Okay, I don't see cues, so I'll just go down because I want to acknowledge my peoples. So hopefully this was helpful. Do me a favor, if it was, just share it on your platforms or share it with a friend or family member. Listen, a lot of us are gathering over the holidays. This is the time to have these conversations. Child, my Wi-Fi is doing some crazy things. Yeah, so this is the time now to have these conversations and let people know, what's going on, because I promise you, half of the people in your circle don't. Half of the people in your It's weird. It's saying my Wi-Fi or my computer is strong. It might be StreamYard too, because yeah, I got all full bars. I don't know. Um, okay, so WM, you want to ask why I wanted to go to Mexico to check the information. It's not what he was thinking. Okay. So WM, hopefully you were able to get that. Oh, aloha. Is that how you do it? Or is it? I think it's this. Kai, yeah, Sam and Jay, welcome back. Let me see. AGL, yes, girl. When people show you who you are, believe it. Catching. Oh my gosh. Are you in what Edinburgh? Where are you? Where are you in Scotland if you're still here? Because you posted that almost an hour ago. I want to go to Scotland. Oh, you just getting here. Hey, just one. Testimony. Hey, Pleasantry, that's me. Welcome back. Oh, I figured I figured it was related to that. But I was like, is there somebody in here named Leon? Because I don't catch all of the conversation. Okay, let's see who you can do all this. I've been on the move for 6 years. You left. Oh my gosh. You lived in Mexico for 3 years. Listen, there's an article on Sunday that we're going to go over. It's in my notes. I don't want to risk messing things up. But we'll go over it on Sunday about just that. Like, there are so many. We've been doing this. Like, we have been doing this. Oh, Park Forest is one of your neighbors, about 10 to 15. Oh, okay. Yeah. Going around the block. Oh, you have a house sit. Congratulations, Crystal. Oh, I could never do a house sit with pets. I'd be so scared something would happen. And I know how people are about their pets, and I just could not. So I admire people. I don't have any pets. I grew up with a dog for a while. But because I travel so much, I don't have a pet, but I have 2 Neffroofs. I call them my Neffroofs. Neffroofs. One is a American Bully and one is a Yorkie. And so I love the fur babies. I just couldn't take care of anyone else's. I'm in the island, no need to travel from. Oh, good. Oh, you're back now. So this is when I asked where people, oh, you're going to Tennessee. Wonderful. Yeah, it's not my VPN. It's something else. Something is going on. I'm in New York, for those of you that don't know. Something is going on with the whatever they're doing up there. Okay, yeah, travel insurance, come back Monday for that. And it's not just going to be travel insurance, it's going to be global healthcare as well. So yeah, hey, Be Well Magazine. Welcome back. Make sure you have copies of every ID in case you lose something while traveling. Yeah, we've been talking about that, AGL. Every type of ID, right? So yeah, that's all part of the Stay Ready movement. Anyone who's new here, there's a whole playlist from every live that we've done since November 10th, which has all been geared towards the Stay Ready so we don't have to get ready movement. And so go ahead, go to the homepage of Kim with the Gems and check out that playlist. It's called Stay Ready. I just changed the name and took out Gems and Tips or something like that. So yeah, so go ahead and check that out. Oh, yeah, a lot of people. So there's, I won't say a battle, but a few of my friends have it. A few of my friends don't. And so a couple of them since way back then was like, you better get it because you're not going to be able to do this and that. And here we are 7 years later and nothing's changed. Oh, good, good, good. No rain yet. It's about to be blustery here in New York. Hey, so Latrice is coming on tomorrow. Please be on time, everyone. 7 p.m. We will start service immediately. And I think it's going to be a really good conversation and insight because I can only share like the knowledge I have, but not from a legal point of view. So when I say things like, please don't just quit your job if you need it, there's things like FMLA, there's things like short-term disability, mental health issues are about people with high functioning depression. I'm hoping that you can hear me because the thing just shut down again. And so, yeah, so Latrice will be able to talk to that from a legal perspective. And so come with your questions. 7 o'clock, we're going to start on time. A 4 year. Yep. Yep. That is thinking. And it's sold out. The first, they may do another one. They probably will if they're smart. If they were able to sell out the first one, lickety split, they'll probably do another one. Now, I couldn't be on no ship for 4 years. I don't think I could. I guess you can do anything if necessary. But after being on the ship for a week, that's enough. Hey, the Charlies, welcome. Hey, AC Anita's Creations, welcome back. Oh, you won't do the cruise to survive this. Yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I couldn't do it 4 years, but shoot, I know that daggone 1 year Virgin Voyage ship hop sounds pretty spectacular. Yeah. So some people you would if you had the money. Listen, so well, just one. I know your story, so you already got what, a quarter of that taken care of. So yeah, I listen. Yes, please, please, please hit the like button if you are here and have not hit the like button. Thank you. I'm missing my girl Christine as well. I hope everything's okay. And maybe this topic, because she knows where she wants to go. She's my moderator. And so I haven't seen her today yet. You sure would. Yep. If you had the money. Listen, like I said, I think I like Virgin Voyage better because it's hopping. And if I want to get off in Europe and spend some time in a hotel, like 3 days and wait for the next ship to come and then hop back on that, I'll be curious how they're going to manage that though. I guess you get in where you fit in. So if if it's a sold out cruise, you can't just hop on it. I don't know. I need to look into that if I had the money, but I already go out and don't have to deal. Yeah. FTC is on the block. Wouldn't count on that. Listen, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I did the caveat, right? Everything that I'm saying is how it stands now based on the old sheriff, right? When the new sheriff comes to town, we see what's happening with well, we'll see what happens. They were supposed to vote. I don't know what's going on with that now, but yeah, so for now, that's what's supposed to happen. Buy a house overseas. Yeah, exactly. For 256, yeah, you could definitely do that as well. Take a +1. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad at all with Virgin Voyage. If you think about it, because you could eat all you want. Not that that would be a good thing, right? But they also have the facility, entertainment, all of that. Like it seems like a good deal. Yeah. Yeah, you're selling your house. Hey, Jada, Tiana, welcome. Welcome to Gym Nation. Hopefully you have become an official member and subscribed to the channel. Delta treated you good for all of your European travels with your dog. Oh, good, AGL. Yeah, there are a lot of Delta loyalists. A lot of Delta loyalists. Out of America as well, almost 4. Good. Yeah, I think you mentioned that, Elshiva. Yeah, 4 years. Here we go. The world is turning. It's back on us. Let's get out, y'all. I think more than turning their back, it's like they probably know. That's why I think Okay, no conspiracy theories. They know that people are going to be trying to flee. We are a country divided, right? And so they are putting implementations in place so that they're not overwhelmed, that they're able to manage who's in and who's out, how long they're in and out for. The fact that the UK is given 6 months is a beauty. I think that's amazing. I thought it would be less time than that. Hey, ZS, welcome back. Hey, M. Dickens, 811, welcome back. Recently, you learned or used Starlink for internet, and we all know who owns Starlink. Imagine the horror of him hacking into Cruz's financials cutting. Listen, we are at risk of every time you go to Starbucks and open up your computer and get on their system, the exposure is already there, right? And I don't know how much a VPN is going to protect us in the waters, out in the waters, right? Because I could see you not being able to access with the VPN because you can make that restriction. And so, yeah. Sorry if I missed it. Hey, Zawadi, Vanessa. Oh, AGL, I'm sorry. That's another reason I don't want an animal, a pet, because I've already lost one Nefroof, and I didn't even see him every day, and that was a lot. You can scratch out your bank, show your name and address. They may or may not let you. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. You can definitely. They did say that you can retract, like your account, your personal account number, or you can open up a new account just for that and put $2,200 in it, and then close that sucker when you come back. Like that's pretty much what some people advised. Hey, just saying, good to see you. The UK process is quick. I'm in and out of here all the time. It's like the sevens quick fly status. Well, do you think it's going to be like that moving forward with the influx of, they're going to try to control, I think, some of the people who are still trying to leave their countries, right? And so it'll be interesting, and especially more and more people of color. I could see some, oh, this is going to take a little longer than we thought happening until they could really figure out, can you stay long term on the 10-year tourist for Brazil, or do you have to leave? You have to leave. And again, I don't know if there's a set time, but just like most countries, you get a visa stamp when you get to the country. And so, yeah, you can't stay there for 10 years, not on that tourist visa. Yes, please, everyone hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Which one is like, oh, you're talking about the UK, the fast travel pass? I believe Brazil will only let you stay. Yeah, it depends. Like they don't guarantee. I don't think they will guarantee that you can stay for 6 months. It's all based on when you get there, and the more you can prove, right? So, I do believe, like, if you show that you've rented a house for 6 months and paid, and your return trip is for a certain date. If you have a one-way return, like, yeah, there could be a whole lot of issues depending on what you're able to prove. Sounds like a serious update. So, oh, that's okay. Just saying, it's not. You can rewatch it when you get a chance. It's just the most things that are changing the most, pretty much. There are some other little changes that may or may not happen with some other countries, but definitely these, I think, were some of the, I don't want to call them important, but the most changes. In the not so recent news, past Brazilians paid for visas to come to the US. At the time, US citizens had to pay the same going to Brazil. I see it's back again with a vengeance. Yeah, but what they have to prove is way greater than what we have to prove going there. And I can't remember. It's probably on my TikToks, but I can't remember. See, you think that's what today. Let me take a screenshot of that. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm gonna do some recaps on my community tab. So, and some shout outs. I mean, congrats. That is amazing. It's gonna be a head spinner. So if you're here new, please check out the playlist. We talk about the importance of getting your passport, getting your social security card, getting your birth certificate, having all of your whatever assets you own, having copies of those just in case, getting your fireproof safe, or we're stacking the odds in our favor just in case we need to. Just another way to track us, track everyone, humans, period. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They want to listen. The phones aren't enough. Soon there will be chips. I heard baggage fees are going to change also. Some want to drop carry on. Yeah. And that's another way to make money. Listen, we see the issues with Spirit Airlines, and they may have to liquidate assets. And, at the end of the day, everyone felt a hardship for multiple years when the world stood still, right? And so it was only a matter of time where they had to reposition. They can survive. Won't know if we're coming or going. You're right. Oh, good, Bruce. Child, I am still behind, but that's okay. I'm gonna catch up. I know me. I'm the type. Whatever hours I'm behind, all day between whatever time I have tomorrow and Saturday, I will have caught up on. But it feels good when it gets done. And I'm doing like literally I'm trying to touch everything and make a decision. And that's a lot. I didn't realize it was so much. Question: did you have info to enter Mexico? Pleasantry, that's me. What type of info? Because we talk about Mexico a lot here, so I didn't really do any new updates. There's the light. I didn't do any real new updates for Mexico, but basically right now everything's status quo, even though some people are getting approved for less than 180 days. Depending on which country in Mexico you enter, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of changes. That's why I thought this video was so necessary, because we don't know. No freedom, less freedom. We still have some freedom, right? We have the freedom to get the heck out of Dodge for most of us, right? Well, a lot of us. And once we leave, then, we deal with those countries' mandates and issues. And so let me add, if you're traveling with pets, print everything out, because some agents aren't up to date in Mexico. I needed it. Yeah, listen, that's the thing. When you get to an agent, you're at their beck and call. Printing out the rules as you found them on whatever their government site is for laws and regulations. So if you're bringing a pet, whatever, make sure you have that information, but always arm yourself, basically. Oh, y'all giving me more work? You want another clickable link document? Oh my gosh. Child, I can't make that promise right now. But if I can't get to it, you know what? With the holidays coming up, I may be able to get to it. But child, I do what I can do as a one-woman show. Well, now it's two women, because my niece is my intern for the next couple of weeks. Oh, just Google ETIAS or AIS. Just Google that and you could find out. Or just Google visa entry into Europe 2025. But the application for Europe you can't even do it now, because they're not sure when it's going to start. For UK, you can. Do's and don't want to make any changes. Don't know and don't want to make any changes. Okay. QQQ. I know I saw QQ. Based on your perception, do you think Brazil is a good place to expatriate to? Safety often comes up. Listen, Brazil is a huge place. I know people who live there, never had a problem other than, you listen, do not keep your cell phone out like this, taking videos while you're walking down the street and a little Vespa or whatever those bikes are called come by. That's in that's anywhere, right? But as far as, listen, the mass pew pewings that we heard about in Baltimore, the mass pew pewings that we heard about at that Christian school, no. But petty theft, I personally know that certain places are more, you'll be more at risk. So, but like I said, Brazil's a huge place. Of quite a few of the people I know, they lived in Salvador de Bahia. And so again, lots of community people walk out and eat, go out to eat late at night. So it depends upon where you go. But you know, there's risk wherever you go, but not the same type of risk. South of Glasgow on oh, okay, but Mediterranean after the New Year. Oh, I love to hear people just moving, dip, diving. Like I love that. This world is such a big, beautiful place, and so many of us will only see this much of it. Mm. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, yeah. Listen, the majority of us don't know, and all we can do is share the information, right? Yeah, exactly. You could get pickpocketed anywhere. Like that's the thing. You have to. Someone I know was in, was it the south of France, and had their passport taken out their knapsack. Like, listen, at the end of the day, you can be at risk wherever you are. You just have to stay aware. But it's not the same. Like, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. You're tracking all movement if boat hopping. Oh yeah. New sheriff and two deputies. I can't wait for that blowout to happen, because that will be a blowout, because you know, you the richest person in the world is not going to concede to nobody. And I heard today, oh my gosh, go back and look at what Grump said about Tesla Husk back when he was, you know, the leader before. Make your head spin. Um, Listen, we don't know what the future holds, right? We are stacking the odds in our favor. We're not thinking that extreme right now. We're dealing with day to day. This world will look different when he's done, right? So we know that. We don't know how different it will look. Right now, get your passport. He can't do it. He's not going to do that immediately. Like that's not going to happen. And so if you're a US citizen, like at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know. You're welcome. That pet paperwork. Yeah. Okay. Redact. Thank you. Retract. What did I say? Retract? Distract? I don't know. Redact. Thank you. That's why we're having the lawyer tomorrow. Because my brain can't keep up with all of this. We have been going for 40 days, 39, 40 days. Who child? Okay. Okay. Like people thought Antebellum was doing too much, but 45 might prove it. Listen. Oh, it's 1:30 a.m. Thank you, AGL, for stopping by. We got 5 more minutes, or not even. We're almost done, because I need to catch that store. Have a good night. Oh, bye, everyone. The app is easy to use. Oh, hey, Tiffany. I don't think I acknowledged you before, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Tesla. Well, Tesla, because of the, you know, the cars. And so it just is an easy. Oh, yeah. AGL, it was good having you by. So anyway, thank you, everyone. If you do me a favor, go ahead. If you didn't hit the like button, I'm gonna go ahead and talk for 10 seconds while you do that. Tomorrow, again, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have our resident lawyer. She is part of the Gem Nation family, and she is going to help us talk about freeing ourselves from toxicity in the workplace, right? And if there's any other like questions that may be kind of relative to that, let's come in and ask them. I don't want to do hardly any of the talking, right? I want the questions to come from y'all, because I know there were some people in here that have gone through some things or said they were going through some things at their job, or want to be preemptive, right? They want to be prepared, right? Stay ready. So just in case, just in case. So yeah, so come tomorrow, be prepared to ask questions. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great topic. And then on Saturday, we're back at 9 a.m. Not 8:50. We'll be here at 9 a.m. We're going to be in and out because this is the part 2 from last week. So there's just some more audio I want you to hear, some more conversations that we should be privy to. And then Sunday is the 6-week 10K celebratory. Still some gems will be dropped, especially about how I want more of us to step out on faith, kind of like I did with this. And let's discuss how we can do that. And if anyone is interested in starting their YouTube channel and, wants to collaborate, like so that we can start whatever that message is for you. So my message may be different than your message, but let's start having those conversations. And then Monday is the travel insurance versus global health insurance conversation, because there's a lot of mystery and confusion around that. And then we'll keep it going. Wednesday, we are taking off. I think there will be no announced live. We'll see what the spirit brings, right? That is Christmas. I'm doing something a little different. I'll share that the day before Christmas, but we're back with our chit chat, our Stay Ready community forum on Thursday. And did I put that for 10 p.m.? I'm not sure, but we'll revisit that Thursday. So we pretty much have the next week planned out. I'm excited about that. And we will at 7 p.m. This was great. Don't forget to save this, share this, all that good stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7. Have a good night, everyone.